y'all, it's Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working on some more of the Southern Gals 5-minute cards. This was a challenge in August that Tiffany of Southern Gals Designs put out for her Instagram followers to basically create for 5 minutes. So I decided to do that. I was just going to use some Uno cards I had picked up and covered with scraps of paper, different whatever. Some of them are different things. This was some kind of book paper, and I'm starting by collaging down some other paper. I'm using my Uhu glue stick, and as you can see, I've got a couple things laid out, a couple colors, and this I found helped the 5 minutes go by a little bit better for me if I kind of had an idea of a couple things I wanted to use. And I didn't mean I absolutely used those things or stuck to just those things, but for all of them, I just kind of planned it out. So let me see, what did I use on this one? This was some, that is a Martha Stewart bright pink. I'll put the name of that pink down below, I'm not sure. And then some kind of fluid, I think it's Artist Loft from Michaels, of white acrylic paint. And then that's a Dynaflow in some shade of yellow. Again, I'll put it below so that, yeah, so that you'll know. And then I dried all that. I'm sorry I don't have better details, but I will definitely have that in description box below, possibly with a link to that product if I can find it. So this is a little bit of Tim Holtz tissue tape. I think it's the one with like the dictionary pages on it. I love that tissue tape because you can still kind of see the colors you put down, but it doesn't, but it still adds so much texture. So I just put a little bit of that down, and then I've got a bit of coffee dyed, I think, yeah, cheesecloth, heavens. And then that's just a piece of fabric that I'm gonna stack on it, and I'm actually using my stapler. I hardly ever staple things on in my art journal or stuff like that, but having the limited time frame, I knew I didn't want to wait for glue to dry, so I'm actually using this, and now that's a little, it's a little Bobo stapler from the Dollar Tree. I've since gotten a swing line, but it's still a little small one, instead of that little one. So here I am. My timer had gone off, I think. Yeah, it must have. Um, and I am still working on this. I put a little bit of I think it's Nouveau spray from Tonic Studios on there in a blue. Again, I'll put the name of it, but I don't know why I'm not so prepared. And then I dried it, and then I've got these words from Sean Petit. It was a freebie from her. Hopefully she still has them. I'll try to find a link, or at least to her blog or something that and I think this says follow your heart. And so I'm going to just stick that down with my Uhu glue stick. And I think that finishes out this card. Maybe. Oh, no, I need some Stabilo. So I'm going to put some Stabilo scribbles down and probably add some water to that. And then I'll be done with this one. So that was card 14. And this next one is card 17. Now, as you can see, this has already got a little bit of like green. It's probably ink, probably some kind of Liquitex ink. And I've got my Papermate pencil. It's my chunky one that I did some scribbles, and then I'm going to do some stamping. I have Distress Oxides and Spiced Marmalade and Wild Honey, and I'm using some of my hand-carved stamps on them. And I'm putting those down straight on to there. Y'all, I love using my hand-carved stamps. I don't know, it's a passion. It's something unique that adds to it, and it's still mine, even though, I don't know. It just makes it feel more unique, and a lot of times that's what finishes out my cards for me. I do have a tutorial on how I carve them. I'll put a link up there in the yeah, up there on the right, so you can click on that. But it's super easy once you get one of the lino cutters, and I just use erasers most of the time to carve mine, so it's not super expensive either. So I like to blur the edges of sometimes with my stamp so that just the inside of it keeps that distinction. I think there's a better word, but I'm not coming up with it. And then I decided I wanted to outline those like petal leaves, so I'm going to use that micron, I think it's a Sakura micron pen to outline them just lightly. I don't even know what gauge those are, I guess, or millimeter or whatever. I don't know what size that pen is, but I just wanted to give a little definition, and it looks like I'm adding just a little bit texture inside each of them with some dots, just so that they're not so plain. That doesn't stand out at all. You'll see I'll have pictures here at the end that'll let you see some details, but I don't think those dots are super big. Now that is some stickers from Cosmo Cricket. I got it Tuesday morning forever ago that I'm going to stick down here. What does it say? Take a journey, find yourself is what it says, and it works perfectly. And I think I'm just going to take that micron pen maybe and go, no, I've got just a regular pencil there that's a drawing pencil, and I'm just going to go around those stickers just to let them pop up a little bit, and then frame out the card with it as well. And I think that's about where my time's going to run out right there. But I am going to take a second because I think the edges, yeah, when I had glued those down initially, sometimes the corners and the edges don't glue down. So I went ahead and did that real quick, and that's my card. Now for this last one, which is card number 18, I have newsprint on there. And I've said it in my last video, I don't like the newsprint on these. It does a great job of covering it, but you can still see the word Uno through it, and I don't dig that. So I'm going to use my Ohu glue stick and glue that down. Glue down some papers to cover up, to obscure that, and it helps. It really gives it some more texture and dimension and interest. So these are just some random book pages and whatnot that I'm sticking down. And then I've got, you can see already set out there, I have got a distress stain in frayed burlap. Now y'all, some reason my frayed burlap is a green tone. It should be a brown. I've come to accept it. It's what it is. So I don't know if it got mismarked or what, but I use that. And then I have a Waverly chalk paint in Lagoon. And then the other thing is it's a tulip fabric spray in a yellow, and I think it's the neon possibly. And so I just put those 3 things down. Apparently I was going with all the supplies that day on day 18. So I needed more yellow there, and I don't know, blue and green make yellow, and that frayed burlap was kind of a green, so it works. It's all good. And then of course I'm going to pull out my Stabilo all pencil, and while that's kind of wet, I'm kind of just dragging that through there, making some big loopy squiggles all up in there. That is so yummy. And I believe, let me see, I sprayed it to try to get some of that to move, the Stabilo to move, and that spray to move, but then I'm going to dry it super quick. So, well, not super quick, as quick as I can, but I've already pulled out something in my left hand, and it's a piece of, I think, maybe an old tablecloth or something like that I cut down and was using it as a mop-up rag or a wipe-off rag for different things. And so it's full of all kinds of different yumminess, and that's something I think I learned from Tiffany, is to just use stuff like that. So I've got just a section of that piece, and I'm going to pull the stapler out again and actually staple down that little bit. And is this my new one? I can't tell yet. No, that's still that old one from the Dollar Tree. Nope, that is my new one, because I had to have something that would go through more thick things. So I stapled that down, and these are the Tim Holtz snarky words. And I found one that says, "Don't judge me." And I'm going to cut it down real quick because I didn't like the big spaces on either side. And I think there my timer went off, so my 5 minutes are up. But I'm going to work on this for just a minute, getting it to stick and get everything the way I want it. But that's it for these 3 cards, 14, 17, and 18. If you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully I can answer them below, but if not, definitely comment. And make sure to subscribe and like this. All right, guys, keep on crafting on. Bye.